Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on your time zone or anytime you are coming across this platform, Linda's TV show. If it is your first time and you like what we are doing here, after watching this video, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notifications. In that way, you will be able to know when we upload a new video. I want to appreciate YouTube for creating this wonderful platform which we are using to disseminate information to the members of the public. At the same time, I want to put a disclaimer that here in Linda's TV show, I do not promote violence, I do not promote hate speech, I do not promote misleading information. Myself, I don't like it. We react to all forms of videos. So,
what struck me is that Tinubu is not repentant. Tinubu does not want to move this country forward. Tinubu is working towards failure. In fact, for a man who have displayed this type of failing in governance, I expected him to look for people who will help him. I expected Tinubu to look for people. We have them everywhere, even outside the country. For a man who is hungry to develop Nigeria, for a man who is hungry to give Nigeria a new image, this is not what I expected. Seriously. I don't know what gave him the idea. Because one bad apple can spoil a whole bunch. Reno or Mercury in that list have messed up every other person in that list. Reno or Mercury alone in that list. That is, he has written off every other name in that list. On what ground did he include such a man in that list? Can't he find something for Reno or Mercury, at least in Nigeria here? For a man who has a diarrhea of the mouth, what is he going to tell them out there? When a mockery that is not consistent with his mouth. He will think that because he is an ambassador, he will go there and be saying all those things you say when he was not an ambassador. I mean, is he going to change overnight?
He's going to go through diplomatic training.
To do what?
Diplomatic training.
When a mockery is unteachable. Okay. Did you hear me? For a man who abused the Tinubu to no end just yesterday, only for him to turn around now. So where is the principle here? Where is the principle? So all of a sudden, all those things he has accused Tinubu of, all of them have gone away. It's not as if the court has exonerated him. So I don't know who gave him that idea. Those who are supporting this, I don't know why they are supporting it.
I was coming to that. Those that are supporting it. But you said something. You said that the president should look for people who will help him.
I'm telling you.
I think that people like Reno can't help him. I mean, these are somebody. I think someone called him a laundromat. You know, these are people who are very forceful in condemning and also as well as very forceful in defending. During the elections, Nigerians understand what he said. All those things that he said about the president, and those things are in the on net now. You know, social media and everything. He called him drug lord, and they mounted a campaign against him in London and chased him out of London. He's a known drug lord. Daniel Bola said that, look, even if you give the president 30 years, it was not going to change anything. Now he co-opted these people into his government, and now these are the people who are working very hard to defend the policies of his administration. Now, is that not the kind of help that the president needs?
No. If you are people
that are very forceful in defending him,
they are not forcing anything. They are not. They have not displayed themselves as what? Sycophants. Look, if you're a man of principle, you cannot go through that route. The question is, if you tell me your friends, I will tell you who you are. Have you ever bothered you that look at all the people around Tinubu? People with baggages, skeletons in their cupboard. I mean, people with baggages, intolerable baggages. These are the people you always want around. I don't know why. To what end? Meanwhile, the administration is getting a knock on all fronts, both within and outside. And they are forgetting that it is these people that he appointed that are doing all this damage to you because they are not representing you well. When it comes to public fora, they score 0. People like Wike and his behavior and character, and the president does not bother. So what makes people think that these people that he appointed are going to give him a good image? They are going to lift up the image of Nigeria. They are going to give him good service in the wake of what they have done and said. What makes you think that Nigeria are going to even listen to these people? That is where the marketing starts. Because these are ambassadors. They are going to represent Nigeria outside here. And in that place, they don't have time for what? For reference. For you to be an ambassador, you must be tried and tested. They are sending you out there to go and lift up the image of Nigeria. Can Reno or Mercury do that? No, you think that it is a free ticket to go and be doing sycophants and outside.
No, but that is he's expected to go and clean up the president and Nigeria's image. Good. You think he can't do that?
No. Not when Mike Arnold is alive. The man he invited here, who took him to the cleaners. You know when you invited somebody for interview and the man look at you and say, "Come, who are you?" You heard all that Mike Arnold said about you, and shamelessly he did not reply that man for one day to debunk all he said. Is that the character you are selling as an ambassador? Please tell me. And this thing is all over the net. Mahmoud Yakubu.
Yes, I was coming to. Okay, go ahead. Since
Hey.
already brought him in.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Wonders shall never end. Mahmoud Yakubu. Is it not obvious to you now that man worked for APC? From what has happened now.
Does this look like a reward for a job?
In fact, a very dirty job. Very dirty job. Because up to today, Mahmoud Yakubu has not told us that glitch that happened. He has not explained it up to today.
So when we talk about the 2023 general elections, on whose doorstep should we put it? Is it the Mahmoud Yakubu or the judiciary that at a point said, look, that the guidelines that are not justiciable, that they are not actionable, that they were mere guidelines, are not part of the electoral law? Who should take responsibility?
It is the INEC chairman who refused to implement what is already there.
And the judiciary validated.
No. Leave the judiciary alone, please. Okay. If INEC chairman had done the needful, this matter wouldn't have gotten to court.
We understand that Nigerians will ordinarily go to court.
No. When election is free and fair, what do you mean going to the court?
When was the last time it was free and fair?
Hey, that's what I'm telling you. It was because of this INEC chairman and his actions. That's just the truth. If you have done the needful, no matter we go to court now. On what ground? Please tell me, on what ground will you go to court? On what ground? You wouldn't have any ground for the matter to go to court. But because this INEC chairman was working for APC, he didn't say anything wrong in all that happened. All the results that came in. Have you seen where they were trying to use people to, to pay some results and some figures here
and they were accepted?
And in fact, they were up to today. Do you know that all the polling units were not uploaded? After 58,000 of them, they were not uploaded.
Okay. Now, Barrister Darlington, somebody like Mahmoud Yakubu being sent as ambassador to any of this, of course, after the Senate confirmation and all of that, we'll get to know they will assign countries to them and all of that. What do you think that Mahmoud is going to do? Because recall that at a point where they said that Ghana election did very well because he came here to learn. Don't you think that is the reason why they are sending him probably to one of these African countries to go and teach them how to conduct election?
Look,
what do you think?
That Ghana came here to copy something and made something out of it. It's not the working of Mahmoud Yakubu.
So who did it?
Remember, listen very well. Listen.
Okay.
Malaysia came here to take our palm kernel. Two of us. They came here to take our palm kernel. And they went back home. And what happened? They are now the biggest producer of palm oil in the whole world. Two of us. You that they came to collect it from you, what happened? You killed your own. So that Mahmoud Yakubu brought out something. Ghana went home and modified it. And put it into good use. Is that not something to cheer for Ghana? Yes, Yakubu Mahmoud did the right thing with the so-called electoral act. Will I not celebrate it? Will you not celebrate it? Why are we celebrating Ghana instead of Nigeria? Look, it is why I told you here that technology cannot be invented. It's already there. All you need to copy it, bring it, modernize it, and put it into good use in your country. But in Nigerian case, we always make mess of technology. We don't apply it properly. That is why it's not working for us. That's the truth. So let nobody praise Mahmoud. He brought out something that Ghana copied. No, Ghana modified it and make proper use of it. In Tokoro, if you buy a car and they say this car, you must put fuel before you drive it. You now buy the car as expensive as it is. Like that Giga that I had that they bought for you. Is that true?
That who did?
That they bought for you. I had it.
Who did? Who bought for you?
Don't worry, after you tell me. I don't want people to know who bought it for you.
Okay.
Now, if you buy such a car and they say put fuel before you drive it, and you now come home and put water because water is very cheap, you can get it everywhere. And when all of them are liquid now. So let me use car. Let me use the water and drive it. And now the engine now knock or the car cannot even move. You now say the manufacturer, they don't know what they are doing. Is that not what you are going to say?
Okay, so essentially what you are saying is that that Ghana copied from us is not a reason to say that.
It's not at all. It's not at all. These are the ones that are working. Did they copy from you?
Okay, now, Barrister, let's look at former governors who made the list. These are people, who for 8 years, there are people who believe that they couldn't deliver dividends of democracy to them. Looking at Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu State, looking at Okezie Ikpeazu of Abia State. Now, these people have been named ambassadors designated to Africa, to other countries. Now, how can they deliver Nigeria's promises to the world effectively if they couldn't deliver dividends of democracy
to their own states? That is why I told you that Tinubu is working towards failure. If he has not failed already. Because for a man who is hungry for what? For development, who is hungry for success, he cannot pick this kind of people. He cannot. I remember when Ambassador came in 1999. Is that not true? He went for what? Technocrat all over the world. Ambassador went outside there and picked people. Pick people, tested the hand. In fact, the World Bank gave him a Kojiwala. And you saw how the economy was under Obasanjo. Of all the things anybody can accuse Obasanjo, he tried. Is that not true? That is why we keep telling people, forget about propaganda. APC, since you don't know what to do, return us back to PDP. I'm not joking. Since APC doesn't know what to do after 10 years, going to, what's it called? Going to how many years now? Return us back to PDP. We are better off under PDP than under you. You saw the result PDP did in office. Because of the caliber of people they employed, the caliber of ministers. Akinwumi Adesina got that ADB job because of what he did in this country under PDP. People were coming here to copy all the things he was bringing out concerning agriculture. Tell me any of them in this APC government. So when I say that Tinubu doesn't, in fact, it's like he has sworn to fail. That's just how to put it.
No, Barrister, you know, in 6 months now, the president will be 3 years in office.
Of course.
And it took him 2.5 years to put together this list. So does it look like the president didn't know that the people around him, that the people that he nominated, I'd like for us to liken it to the clemency list, you know. You know, when the clemency list came out and there was this backlash, you know, Nigerians opposed it, kicked against it. And the president said, oh, sorry, Nigerians. And the Police Service Commission said, and the NDLEA said, no, these are the names, these are not the names, you know, that we pushed out. It must have been doctored. Some names were smuggled in. Is there a likelihood that this might have also happened in this list?
Of course, of course.
Does it look like the president doesn't know the character of people that he
as
ambassadors to?
Thank God you raised this issue.
Okay.
You can see that like Buhari, like Tinubu.
I don't understand.
Hold on. You can see like Buhari, like Tinubu. When Buhari was there, Abba Kyari with Chief of Staff was doing all the appointments. Two of us. Buhari, you remember that later when they asked Buhari something, he said, I am not aware. I am not aware. Everything, I am not aware. So, who is aware in your government? So, Tinubu have outsourced his government to what? To his cronies and sacrifice around him. He is not in charge because a president that is in charge cannot commit this type of blunder. This is how many times now? From fuel subsidy to clemency list to this one now. A president that wants to succeed cannot make this type of mistake. That means some people are making this mistake on his behalf. It's only when the thing become public knowledge and people start crying out that you now get to know and say, come, Mr. Alagbaja, what is this I'm seeing? Who did it? They will now start doing damage control. Yes. Look at all the policy statements and all the policy actions you are taking. You always reverse them. That means it was not thought of. It was not thought through. There was no clear-cut deliberations on them. People just wake up and then put everything together and know. Apparently, because they know that he doesn't read most of the briefs. Yes, now. If you read them, you will see the list, Abi. You will go through them. You want to tell me that list, he didn't went through them and still went ahead to approve or whatever.
That's the question.
That will tell you that he's not in charge. But his sacrifice and the will not agree. He is not in charge, he's just yours. If not, why does it take a Donald Trump to wake him up? Why does it take a Donald Trump to wake President Tinubu up?
How did you wake him up?
Look at all the actions you are taking in that 2 weeks against insecurity. Is he not supposed to have done all these things before now?
Okay, but Barrister, I'd like for you to hold on your thoughts because the issue of insecurity is the second topic of discussion. Let us stay within this ambassadorial because of the backlash that has greeted, you know, these ambassadorial appointments. And do you think that the president will reverse himself like he did the other time? We believe that some Nigerians believe that the president has listening ears that if Nigerians say no, we don't want this, that he will go back on it. No. Do you think that is going to happen?
He may not. Okay. Because some of these people are his attack dogs. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Okay.
People like Iren Omokri, Fanika Yode, He's attack dog, so he may not withdraw them.
Okay, so assuming the president didn't get to see the list, the people that put together the list now are able to read the president's mind. Is that what it looks like?
Oh, it looks like, because more lists are coming. I hope you know.
Yes.
They just use this to test the water.
Okay.
So if this one say true, maybe the next list now, MC Oluomo will be included. Or don't you think so?
But I don't know.
This is the man in the court who said, there cannot be any URT chairman. The court who said so. His association disowned him. But what did Tinubu do? He promoted him and took him to Abuja. Two of us. So that will tell you the kind of character that is, revolving around this man. And you ask yourself, why? Why? And you're asking, why did he get here? Like somebody was asking him, how did he get here? You can see how we got here by the kind of people that is living. You cannot do what you don't have. It's not possible. It's not possible. All of a sudden, Nigeria don't have men of integrity that can hold high office and make something out of it. People like Okoji Iweala, Akinwumi Adesina, Aganga, this other Batonaji. Where are they in this administration?
We have Yomi Kadoso. Isn't it good?
No.
We have Wale Edu. We have Tunji Olubunmi Ojo.
You made a mistake.
How?
You made a mistake. Where is the economy now?
Inflation has dropped. Inflation has dropped.
No, very basic. Sorry, hold on. What is happening with this Wale Edu and Kadoso, CBN and Minister of Finance?
As of this morning, Naira gained over the dollar.
At what and what?
But at least it gained.
It gained with how much?
No matter how little.
You see. People like you celebrate mediocrity.
Barrister, you don't celebrate. These are facts now. The dollar is stabilizing.
Naira is stabilizing. So how much?
Barrister, at the point it was 1,800. Now it hovers between 1,400 and 1,450.
And you are clapping.
Why wouldn't I? From 2,000. Yes.
When APC took over, how much was the exchange rate? Please, how much was the exchange rate when APC took over in 2015?
Barrister, how much was the price of crude oil at the international market at that time?
Yes. You are talking so it's now attached to crude oil price.
Is there any other thing that you put out there except oil? Yes.
No. Hold on. No. Don't go there. Don't attach the exchange rate to crude oil supply, please. Don't ever try that.
So what do you get?
It is because the economy was working. Companies are working. All the major international companies that left Nigeria, was it under PDP, under APC? So how can your companies close down and you still want your Naira to firm up? How can that happen? You can see what I'm saying about you people. You are touching now.
When you say you people, who do you mean?
You just said it here now. You are touching.
I ask the questions and you provide the answer.
The question you ask is not tenable. How? Don't ever try it.
No.
Crude oil has nothing to do with the exchange rate. It has a lot to do. No, not on the economy.
It has a lot to do.
Look, crude oil is.
So where do you get your foreign exchange?
Listen very well. Listen.
Where do you get your forex from?
Yeah, look, listen. Let me explain.
Where do you get your forex?
Let me explain to you.
Okay.
You are not the only one producing crude oil. Two of us.
Beautiful.
So why are those people not?
When the Venezuelan currency was falling, what wasn't it because of
don't compare this economy with that of Venezuela. So you compare incomparable, compare comparable, not incomparable.
Okay, now, Barrister, I would like for us let's come back to the ambassadorialist. Let's come back to the ambassadorialist. Now, the Delta Democratic Forum, where Reno Omokri comes from, has said, look, they have written a direct letter to the president. Look, Mr. President, this man doesn't represent the moral values that Delta people are known for. Okay. And we want you to drop him from that list. Do you think that the president will listen to that association?
He may not listen. I've just told you. Those people who don't have moral character, Tinubu is in love with them. Seriously. You can see it in what he's doing. He doesn't want anybody who is so decent, anybody without a skeleton in his cupboard, anybody that is morally upright, anybody that is diligent at work. In fact, he doesn't like go-getters. That is why these ministers, none of them can perform. In the 48 laws of power, the Godfather doesn't want you to outshine him. Are you aware? So you want to be the only person. So all those people with skeletons in their cupboard, we like them because they cannot outshine them. He has something on them. So whenever they want to rear their ugly head, you put the strings and you come back to your senses. That is what I discovered. That's how all over the world, that is what dictators do. They don't want anybody that people will celebrate more than them. Why was he changing deputy governor when he was in Lagos? Because
beautiful. Now the same man, Femi Pedro, also made the list. So what does that tell you?
He wants to send him out. He's not working with him again. When
but I heard that they reconciled long ago. Inside the one committee or the other.
That was then, and he had left the governorship. Whatever.
No, he had left. But after then, I heard that they reconciled. That the president and Femi Pedo reconciled, and during the Buhari administration, he propped him up, and he served in one federal committee.
That's what I'm saying.
And he led the ambassadorial list.
The question is, why did he even fall out with him when he was the governor? Did you ask yourself that question? How about Bokna? Why did he fall out with them?
He wasn't the only governor. Ojo Zokalo had like 2 or 3 deputies. What's his name? And Engineer Baribe was one of his deputies. Sullivan Chime had 2. In fact, one was shoved out of office like 6 months before the end of their administration and all of that. So Tinubu is not the only one.
Okay.
No. Should that count against him?
Yes, he should.
Why?
For a state like Lagos, because it's not falling out that the problem. The question is why and how did you fall out?
So there must always be a reason.
If those reasons does not hold water,
who decides?
Who decides? No, it is the people. Because the people that put you there. It's the people. Yes, it's the people. If you look at this people, you will now know that this man is using 48 lots of power. Do not outshine your master.
So Femi wanted to outshine him.
All of them.
And
all of them. Because when they wanted to give him, they celebrate him as an accountant. The woman now said, come, before you can do that, please, can we know this? Can you present it and let us verify?
Barrister, were you there? Why
not ask me why they fall out? Why not ask me, was I there when they fall out?
So Bukuna Kerele didn't know that he didn't have a certificate before she decided to be a running mate. She didn't know all of this.
Is that what?
She didn't know before she accepted to
be. How would she know? Why would she know now? She wouldn't know.
So at what point did she realize that?
And that was the point of saying, let us find out. So because she's a member of that body. And because
wasn't the man delivering on his promises to Lagosians? Didn't he do that?
Nothing was done.
Okay.
Mr. Okoro?
Yes, sir.
Nothing was done. That was why he became richer than even Lagos State. Of all the governors that ruled Lagos State, mention any of them that came close to the wealth of Tinubu. Tell me. Just mention one person. So where was the money?
Well, Barrister, I'm not a survey agency. I don't know how well
you don't know.
And I don't know the information available to you.
Go and do land audit in Lagos. Do land audit in Lagos. You'll find out.
Now, Barrister, before we leave this topic, you see a situation where, because in the diplomatic circles, in international relations, countries also have the right to reject, people who
of course.
So in the light of what we see, the backlash, the world is a global community. Mark Arnold is there; they're already trolling Reno Mercury, FFK, and all of that. Do you see a situation where any of them could be rejected?
It has happened several
before they present their letter of credence.
Yes. When you present your letter of credence, and then after going through another, then people will now vet it. Remember, there are technocrats and foreign office in that country.
Yes.
Yeah, they are going to vet anybody that is coming in, whether they can talk with him, discuss with him, and all that. If they find out that no, this one is not, they will tell you that look, this guy is not fit for us.
But Barrister, there was an uproar in the Senate today during confirmation over Reno Mercury. Someone said no, Reno is not fit. Others said no, it's the president's prerogative. What should it be?
Of course, that is why we are falling out. Look, you see this sentiment that people bring into governance, it has killed us. I'm not joking. 90% of the infamy committed at this job is because of what? Selfish interest, sentiment that they bring into governance. Remember, this was exactly what happened when they brought one man from Abuja division of the judiciary to go and represent us at ICJ. I remember. The 3 times they get the man, he failed it. He failed the 3 of them. And of course, they don't have time for, please, now another, because the second chance. No, they just, himself and the other 9 slots that's for Nigeria, they shift them back. And this was a place, people like Bola Ajibola made a mark. Taslim Elias. All of a sudden, we are going down because we put a square hole in a round peg. How can he fit in?
Okay.
Do you play with such a thing? You are talking of where you are going to meet the big boys. International League. You are sending somebody.
You are sending more like our 4th 11.
Can you imagine?
So what moral export are we taking?
Apart from that, look at also the tribal sentiment. In the Southwest, you have 11. You have 6 states. Ordinarily, each state should produce one ambassador, but the Southwest has 11 slots on this list.
Yeah, some say 12. Some say 12.
11 not going to 12. Just Southwest.
South has 3.
That means each state brought 2. How many from the Southeast, Mr. Guru?
I think Southeast got 5.
How many?
Southeast got 5.
That's the 5 states in the first. Yeah, the 5 states, yes. And
was he not fair enough?
Go and look at the country they give them.
Okay.
Is that
DRC,
Burkina Faso,
DRC,
good, and then maybe
Mozambique,
Togo,
okay.
Republic of Benin, maybe Cape Verde,
okay,
or with that other country, Saint Lucia, Saint Lucia,
So okay, now, Barrister, we are questioning Loom. Barrister, on the show this morning, a guest said that there was a new lexicon in our political dictionary. I don't know if you have heard about it. I just remembered it because you talked about the judiciary. He said there is something called JPC now, you know, like CPC, called countries of particular concern. He said there are judges of particular concern. Have you heard that before?
Is it not obvious?
Judges of particular concern.
Yes, no, it's true. I mean, every lawyer knows that. It's not a news now.
Okay.
There are judgments of particular concern.
No, judges, not judgment.
Okay, judges are judgments. They are the same.
JPC. It's a new word in our
the only thing that they did not go forward to name those judges.
No, he did.
They named those judges in their particular order. Okay. Because the last CJN, it was by second to the last, yes. It was by petition that he left. His own body wrote a petition against him. Is that not true? And all the corruption cases against him before Ariwola took over. Is that not true? Good. These are the things. So if at that height, corruption is prevailing, you can imagine what is happening on the.
But it is good to know that you agree that we have what we call JPC.
Can I deny it? No, there are things.
Now let's get into the second.
If you want to support your person, your body, or your association, it's not in this case. I will look stupid.
Okay.
If I want to do that, I will look very stupid.
All right, but a 13-day surge of coordinated bandit and terror attacks across northern Nigeria has left at least 490 people abducted, including monarchs, students, worshippers, travelers, and an entire bridal party. The wave of violence stretching from Sokoto to the FCT, Niger, Kwara, Kogi, and Borno states has triggered widespread fear as communities flee their homes and rescue operations continue. While several large-scale kidnappings, including the abduction of 303 students and 12 teachers in Niger State and the kidnapping of a Kwara monarch whose captors now demand a whopping 150 million naira ransom, underscore the scale of insecurity despite ongoing military operations. While the crisis has prompted strong reactions from lawmakers and advocacy groups, the Senate warned that Nigeria must strengthen community-based security structures, while Deputy Senate President Barau Jibrin urged security agencies to prevent bandits displaced from neighboring states from regrouping in Kano. Well, Huluwa sharply criticized the Tinubu administration, alleging poor strategy, nepotism, and weak security leadership, linking the recent mass abductions to what it called the government's failure to decisively confront terrorists. The group accused the president of lacking the political will to prosecute terror financiers and condemned the retention of the Inspector General of Police. Meanwhile, political tension has fled as former President Obasanjo advised Nigeria to seek foreign assistance, a suggestion the presidency rejected as capitulation. Presidential Esonde Dare defended Tinubu's security strategy, arguing that the administration is confronting full-spectrum terrorism through coordinated military and non-military approaches. As attacks continue across multiple states, analysts warn that the spread of violence highlights the urgency of a more robust, locally integrated security architecture, while affected communities plead for faster intervention and sustained rescue efforts. Barrister, have you noticed the surge in attacks recently?
In fact, it's like they just woke up. It's like somebody just annoyed them.
What could be the reason for the surge?
To tell you that what Donald Trump is saying is the man is blowing hot and I cannot do anything.
And you think he won't do anything?
He will not, because the Nigerian government is not cooperating.
No, but they sent a group.
Listen, they are buying time. Leave that, they are buying time. Listen very well. For a government that is serious about this insecurity, and the former president made a suggestion, what was their reply? That response from the presidency against Obasanjo, what does he tell you? He tells you that they are not serious about this collaboration with America. Yes, they just expose themselves, but they didn't know. They say it will amount to capitulation. Are you serious? But you are telling me now that you are cooperating with America. Look at the contradiction. If they are sincere with what they are doing, they would have told Obasanjo, yes, we are doing something in that regard. It would have been enough. But they said no, it will amount to capitulation. Capitulation, yes. You are capitulated to terrorists. You have capitulated to terrorists. You have assaulted your sovereignty to terrorists. So what is the contradiction here? A foreign government that has good intention want to help you said no. But terrorists are here, sharing power with you. And you didn't see anything wrong with that. You didn't see anything. So they have just expressed to say that this thing they are doing with America, they are just buying time. And because they are buying time, that was why these terrorists now went haywire. They know that nothing will happen. They know. They know. If not, there would have been some element of fear in them. By now, they would have started leaving Nigeria. thinking that this will happen today, tomorrow. But look at how the federal government now went to go and stop America by engaging them in the usual discussion and all that. The usual discussion just to water it down. And the terrorists now took advantage. Do you think that if the Nigerian government is serious, America would have not come in since that time? But look at how they watered it down with so much discussion. Like that lawmaker said, that instead of the president to do something about issues raised, he's busy sending embassies here and there. Is that not what they said in America? So they know what they are doing. Don't deceive yourself. They know that answer.
So instead of tackling the problem, they are buying time by sending.
Yes, now so that we tackle everything. Look at part of the thing that when they release some people out of 315 people, was it not 38 they release? Where are the remaining people? Please, where are the remaining people? And they were celebrating in that sort of that Tinubu is happy that the guests have been.
The president said he personally coordinated that.
So why did he coordinate? Did you release all the students? Did you release all of them? So what did you actually coordinate? Meanwhile, your special assistant was talking with them on phone. So what deal did he make?
But shouldn't we cut the president some slack? You know,
no,
for achieving that.
No, he didn't achieve anything seriously. He did not. It's an embarrassment. For them to even release some to him and kept some is an insult. The people they kept was released. So what did you achieve? No, tell me. And you may never hear about this again. No? That is the irony here. You may never hear about them again.
But there's a debate out there, you know, which says that, look, what is happening is orchestrated, that it is not merely insecurity. We say that it's politically motivated. Like a replay of what happened in 2015, where a certain group of people made sure that they made the country ungovernable. Jonathan in bad luck.
They are the Chibok girls. Yes.
Do you think
of course, whatever you sow, you reap. The Bible can never be wrong.
But the military has denied that they never went to US to report.
Leave that thing. The records are there now. Whatever they deny is immaterial. The records are there. Whatever you deny, thank God the internet and the social media are there. They will bring it out.
He says that at the point that John Kerry came, that he didn't come in the capacity of the Secretary of State, that he came as a private citizen, and that he never even visited Abuja. He came to Lagos to meet a few people and went back to opposition.
It's a lie.
That's what Amechi said. I'm not saying.
Amechi is lying. You too, you know. They call
I don't know.
Listen, let me tell you the story. Okay. The Kerry man who came, that lanky guy that worked with, that worked with Obama.
Yes, that was the Secretary of State.
Yes, he was his firefighter then. Anything. If you count how many times that man came here, it was up to 10 times during that period. He came here because APC wanted Jonathan to give them assurance that whatever the outcome of this, they will abide by it. So they now told Kerry that look, they are not sure this man will like you, that he should come and let him validate it before him. So because of insecurity in Abuja at that time, they now invited Jonathan to Lagos. Can you imagine? Jonathan came to Lagos before this John Kerry and some APC people, and they signed it. Jonathan agreed that whatever is the outcome of the election, he will abide by it. By that time, they have perfected what they want to do. They only wanted Jonathan to validate it. That was what happened. The moment they did that, they said, this election is over.
The pressure the president.
I am telling you, because they knew what they have done. They
former President Goodluck Jonathan has been very consistent in saying, look, Barack Obama put me on the pressure.
Of course.
In his book, he wrote about it copiously. But Amechi is denying that they didn't report him.
I said, leave what they are saying.
We see Christian families, you know, Christian pastors and their families abducted and killed in the glare of the camera.
Everybody.
In the glare of the camera, like what happened to Venerable Achi. Another pastor has been kidnapped with his wife somewhere in Niger State and all of that. And churches are sacked mid-service. Barrister, in what do we call that insecurity?
I am telling you, in fact, this is no longer insecurity. This is no longer banditry. This is a direct attack, a direct provocation to the Christian community.
Okay, so does that amount to Christian genocide?
What
because
else?
I hear some Christian leaders say, people like Father Matthew, there is nothing like Christian genocide.
Yes.
A certain group of Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, from the north, has also come out to say, look, this is not Christian genocide. So, and when we see all of these things, you know, when one is killed because of his faith, you know, what do we call that in security literature?
Of course. What else? If not the same genocide. If you think that genocide is when you cut off somebody's name. No, when you displace somebody. When you violently take away because of his religious belief, because of the tribe, because of his ethnicity, because of political living. These are things we are talking about. But ignorant illiterate, they think that it's only when they kill people. These people that they have displaced now, that are in the hands of terrorists, that place, is it their home?
Okay.
Is it their home?
Barrister,
No, when we want to make references, we must not make it with those who are compromised like Father Kuka. Because you got appointment somewhere. Is that not the only reason? Now, Mr. Okoro.
And we hear the Benue State governor, who is also a representative.
Yes, he's the governor. Yes, he's the governor. Mr. Okoro, to tell you how government create problem. Now, imagine, if not for our peaceful nature as Christians, how can we make that embarrassment in the bush with a clergyman and the wife and daughter? These people threatening to rape her with her pregnancy, and the man is begging in a helpless manner. Is that not enough to provoke the animal in you to say, no, this cannot go on? Is that not enough? But because it's happening to the Christians now, the symbols they kept quiet. Have you seen anything talk? Did you see any clergy, any Muslim clergy condemning what is going on? This was exactly what Nnamdi Kanu was talking about, and they put him away.
Okay.
You can see the provocation.
Barrister, we need to get into the third topic of discussion. Now, opposition figures across the country seem to be united to forge efforts aimed at removing the All Progressives Congress, that's the ruling party APC, and incumbent President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Last week, Atiku Abubakar, who led the PDP some months, formally joined the ADC, as well as his protege, Nasir El-Rufai, who officially joined the party and called on Peter Obi and other opposition figures to come to ADC and join hands to remove the APC and President Tinubu from office. Meanwhile, former presidential advisor Hakeem Baba Ahmed has said that he hopes President Bola Tinubu will not seek re-election in 2027, arguing that Tinubu has not shown the drive or hunger needed to fix Nigeria. He stated that Tinubu has already fulfilled his lifelong ambition of becoming president and has not governed with the urgency expected. Baba Ahmed suggested that Tinubu should instead support a younger, healthier, and more focused candidate within the APC for the next election cycle. He argued that the president's current performance does not justify a second-term bid. Now, various opposition figures are gathering forcefully. We have Atiku, El-Rufai, Amechi, jump to ADC. El-Rufai says it's a matter of time for Obi to join the ADC. Barrister, how far can they travel? Do you think they're able to forge that effort, united, to wrest power from the APC and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? What do you think? What do you see coming? What I expect is for the opposition to intensify this collaboration. Okay. Not blowing hot and cold. Today they will gather momentum, tomorrow they will die down. Let them sustain this thing that they are talking about, because there is no other way except those two opposition come together and sustain the momentum. Nobody will take them serious. Nobody. I don't want this situation whereby tomorrow you see that ADC they are gathering momentum. Then tomorrow all of a sudden you will not hear anything again. But Barrister, what else would they do apart from what they are doing? Putting the government on its toes. Pushing press releases and statements, criticizing the government and all that. What more should they do? They are not doing enough. Okay. Mr. Okoro, this ADC, they are not doing enough. Seriously, because I remember. That's what I'm asking. What more should they do? I remember when the APC was in opposition. Every day, Lai Mohammed will issue 3 to 4 press statements on any issue, and the press was feasting on them. Granted that ADC does not have the media outreach, but the ones available, they should use it. There are neutral opposition newspaper and media houses. They are not making good use of them. They are not. Seriously. I was thinking that Bolaji Abdullahi is doing a lot, always on TV, issuing press releases, statements, and all of that, taking the government to account. How many times do you hear him? I'm talking of Lai Mohammed. Okay. When he was there as the spokesperson for the opposition, you saw what he did. Now you saw it. Why can't they get something like that to balance Reno Mokri and that other man, that lawyer in Enugu also, who have been insulting P2B, who have been saying all sorts of things? I said the opposition, they are not doing enough. I'm not joking. If they are doing, there are things they would have been telling this government. There are things that should have made an issue. In fact, have you seen them go abroad to go and complain like opposition APC did? Every little thing, they run to Obama. They run to John Kerry. Every little thing. You don't know what they were doing. And that was why they got the attention of Obama. And is the day right that he used against Jonathan. That's the thing that this government should have done. Yes, okay. Yes. And I hope that the ADC, the people concerned, are listening to Barrister. Of course. Barrister, I'll take that as a conclusion. Because I know what would have happened if PDP were performing like this in government and APC is opposition. Imagine, I think there will be protests every day at that
Freedom Square. Is that not true?
Viewers, for watching this video together with me from the beginning to the end. Like I said before, if you like what you see here, if you like what I do in this platform, as you have finished watching this video, please hit that red button that says subscribe and put on your notification bell to all notification. In that way, you'll be able to know when I upload a new video. Share my videos, leave your comments in the comment section constructively. Until I meet your way again in my next video, I still remain your Linda's TV show. Bye-bye.